Everybody climb on in, climb on in. Climb on in, everybody. Climb on in. Waiting for everybody to get up in here. Waiting for everybody to get up in here, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Climb on in, climb on in. Is the American dream dead? Somebody let me know something. What do you think? Is the American dream dead? What is the American dream? The American dream is tell you to go to school, graduate, work hard, get a degree, and get a good job, buy a house, buy a car, start a family, have kids, the white picket fence, the dog running around, taking trips outside the country or within the country, living good. That's the American dream. But is it dead? Yes, the American dream is dead. There's people working 2 and 3 jobs and can't even afford to pay their bills. Sometimes the husband and wife is working 2 and 3 jobs and barely getting by. There's millions of homeless people, no health care, can't afford to pay their bills, houses getting repossessed, cars getting repossessed, children getting taken away by child protective custody, prices are skyrocketing. You go in the grocery stores, you have 5 bags. Them 5 bags cost $200-300. Water is expensive, food is expensive. People are losing their mental health because they can't deal with the pressure. Just saw a video of a woman unalived herself because the pressure is too much, working 2 and 3 jobs and still can't afford to make a living comfortably. There's people working 3 and 4 jobs and can't afford to make a living comfortably. So the American dream is dead. I'm only 33. They said before I was born, you could have one job and pay for college tuitions, pay for a house, pay for a car. Back in those days, one job at McDonald's could buy you a car or a house. You know what I mean? Buy you groceries. Nowadays, 2 and 3 jobs can't even buy you groceries. You gotta leave the grocery store with 1 bag. Prices are skyrocketing. Hey, is my volume good? Let me know. If my volume is bad, let me know. But they say America is unaffordable nowadays. People can't even afford to breathe too hard. They say the American dream is dead, man. What do you think? Is the American dream dead? Was it all a lie to begin with? There's millions of homeless people all over America. People can't afford bills. People can't afford their mortgage. People with 2 and 3 jobs still lose. People with 2 and 3 jobs are still losing their house, their car, their mental health. They're losing everything. Can't afford to live in America no more. People from foreign countries are going back to their country because life has gotten so bad in America. You know? I saw a video of a woman unaliving herself because she can't deal with the pressure of working every single day, multiple jobs, trying to take care of her children, trying to pay bills, trying to pay rent, trying to pay the car note. She has to pay the electric bill. She has to pay the water bill, the gas bill, the internet bill. She has to pay a veterinarian's bill, health bill. People in America is stressed. America is not what it used to be. This used to be the country everyone came to get a job, work hard, and be able to pay all their bills with one job, have time to themselves, live comfortably, stress free. Foreigners are going back to their country because America's gotten so rough. When I go to the grocery store to buy food, I come out with 2 bags, $50 to $60, 2 bags of groceries. It was a point in time where you could fill your grocery cart to the brim. You could fill your grocery cart to the brim with $100. Those days are over. $100 at the grocery store, you'll be lucky if you walk out of there with 3 bags of stuff. So the American dream is dead, as far as I see it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Is the American dream dead? Can you still come here and with a regular job, provide for your family, buy food comfortably, pay all your bills comfortably, send your kids to college comfortably, pay the rent, pay the electric bill, pay the internet bill, pay the water bill, have a nice house with 2 cars, a backyard, a swimming pool? Is that still affordable for the average worker nowadays? There's people in America committing suicide because the pressure is too much. There's people sacrificing their mental health because the pressure is too much. People are crying out. People are depressed. People are turning to drugs because times are so hard. Foreigners are running back home because times is too hard. They used to flee to America because their country, third world country, is too hard and the struggle was real. Now they're going back home because America's struggle is hard. Now people are finding out that their third world country is in a better position than America. America, where it's supposedly the American dream is alive, the American dream to where you just work hard and you can afford everything. You can live good as long as you're able to work. There's people working 2 and 3 jobs. I bet someone right now is watching me who works 1 or 2 jobs and you still seems like you're not getting by. It seems like you're trying your best, but you're not getting by. It's like you're working hard every day, trying to do your best, and life is still lifing. The video I saw today where this woman unalived herself, she was complaining that she works multiple jobs, still can't afford none of her bills. She can't afford to do things for her children. She's doing it by herself. The rent is due, she don't have it. Water bill is due. Internet bill is due. She didn't have enough money to buy food for her kids. She unalived herself right after the live. She was crying and she was considering checking herself into a mental institution. I don't think she was crazy. I just think it's just too much pressure. It's too much stress for one person to deal with? What do you guys think? Is the American dream still alive? This is an open discussion. You're free to talk here. Drop the comments. Let me know. Is the American dream still alive? Is America still as easy as it used to be 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago? Is America still easy to live in? Let me know in the comments. Is America still affordable? And what are the options do we have in America to get ahead? Because third world people are going back to their third world countries because they say America is too much now. America is a struggle to live in. America is unaffordable. When was the last time you went shopping and filled your grocery cart up to the brim? When did you fill your grocery cart up to the top? When was the last time you paid all your bills and still had money left over to do certain things? When was the last time you went grocery shopping and got everything you actually wanted instead of choosing between, oh, I gotta take this one because this is less expensive. I gotta take that one because this is that expensive. People in America are unaliving themselves at an alarming rate. The pressure is beginning to bust pipes, so to speak. People can't afford their bills. People can't afford rent. People can't afford mortgages. People can't afford food. People can't even afford to breathe. People can't afford water. All the third world citizens are going back to their country of birth because America has become harder than the third world countries. Third world country natives are packing their stuff and going back to their country. They rather struggle in their country than struggle in America because America is that hard now. And the crazy thing is, a lot of people in these foreign countries, they think when you make it to America, it's like heaven. They think when you get to America, everything is so easy. You done made it to heaven, not knowing in America things is hard as hell. I was born in Jamaica, and a lot of my family members, all my family members are Jamaicans. You know, and a lot of them are packing up and going back to Jamaica, which people consider a third world country. But it's getting to the point where, yeah, the economy is struggling, but it's like a mental struggle here in America. You know, it's a mental struggle in America. Things is hard here. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below. Who remember when food was affordable? When you can go to the grocery stores, buy your food, get a lot of it, and still have money left over. People now are choosing between grocery shopping or paying their bills. Gone are the days where one job could pay all your bills, one job could send your kids to college, one job could buy you a vehicle or two, one job could, cover all your expenses. Nowadays, it'll be two adults in the household with two jobs and they're still struggling to make ends meet. When did America become this way? How did America get to this? Please let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section, man. When did America get to this point where everything is unaffordable? Feminism killed it back in the 70s. What y'all think about that? Steve Vash says feminism killed it back in the 70s. I was born in 93, so I don't really know too much about that. And Brent says, well, get this, at the end of the day, your mouth is worthless. Now that AI can be compounded, look at how much water these data centers are using. Things are expensive because we are not valued. Hey Brent, I agree with you, Brent. I agree with you, Brent. You didn't tell no lies. You did not tell not one lie, Brent. Does anyone disagree with Brent? I've even seen
18 wheelers. There's 18 wheelers now that drives and sells. So a lot of truckers are losing out on money because 18 wheelers are taking over. What do you guys think about that? Brent says it's a phase out era and we are no longer the biggest cog in the economy. What do y'all think about Steve saying feminism killed it? Was it feminism? Is it feminism that's causing America to go downhill to where we can't afford anything, to where prices are skyrocketing, where we can't even barely buy food to eat? We could barely pay our mortgages, even with two and three jobs. Steve Vass says women went to work. Jobs pay less because so many people to fill them. So it took two incomes to live in the American dream. Then we lost manufacturing to China. I definitely agree with you, Steve. What y'all say? Y'all agree with Steve? And then Mary says, don't blame it on women. Men left the household too, so we all let it happen. We took our eyes off the family dynamics. What do y'all think about what Mary just said? And Brent says, must being a trillionaire, whatever that even means, I don't hate the man, but it's simply the canary in the coal mine for mankind as a collective. What do y'all think about that? When was the last time one of you guys went grocery shopping and was able to fill your cart up all the way to the top and still have money left over? Like I said, I was born in '93, so a lot of you guys know more about this than me. You know what I mean? I wasn't a full adult in the '90s to see how it was grocery shopping. You know what I mean? So I can't tell you. Somebody tell me. I've heard people say like $50 in the '90s could fill your grocery cart up, the push cart. $50 is a basically at the supermarket for me is one bag. I heard back in those days, before the '90s, a person could have one job and they could afford one regular job too. You could be at a fast food job and they were able to afford bills, groceries, house, car, college tuitions, and all that. So I've heard. Mary, yeah, I do need some rest. I gotta work on getting some rest. Yeah, I do need some rest, man. People are committing suicide because things are so hard, you know? For those of you just coming in, I saw a video where this young lady looked like she was in her 20s. She was crying, saying she can't afford to feed her children. She can't afford to pay her bills, her car note, and all the other expenses. And she had multiple jobs. What do you think about that? Multiple jobs and still can't afford your bills. She was a single mom, though. But, you know, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, man. We got 3 likes. Let's get six. Let's get 6 likes, man. And what do we need to do to beat this? Somebody tell me. What should be done? How do we get back to having that American dream that actually works? Mary said one job did used to do it for the family, but people got greedy and prices went haywire. Around what year would you say that happened, Mary? Around what year did prices start to go haywire? Did everything become expensive? Like I said, guys, I was born in '93, so I could tell you some stuff, but I can't tell you a lot. You know what I mean? I was born in '93, so I didn't get to really experience the good old days. Okay, Mary, 1984 through '85. Does that sound about right, Stephen? Mary said 1984 to 85 ish. Let's see them comments, people. Let's see them comments. Probably early '90s. It was already happening and has got worse. Yeah, man. I even grow every year. I grow my own garden in my backyard where I grow blueberries, tomatoes, cucumbers, pumpkin. Onions, strawberries. I grow a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it seems like even growing your own food sometimes don't even help. Growing your own food is an expense in itself. You gotta buy soil, you gotta buy nutrients. You put a lot of time and investment into a plant that only gives you like 8 tomatoes. You know what I mean? It's like you spent $40 or more in material and equipment you need for your plants to only get like 8 to 10 tomatoes per plant, and it's like I would have been better off just buying it at the grocery store. You know what I mean? It's rough out here. Do anybody on here grow? One of the best options is to grow your own food, though. I feel like it. Grow like a tree that always produces fruit, like every year. Like grow a peach tree if you have a backyard. You know what I mean? Or if you have the space. We gotta work together as a community again, like how I heard people used to live in like the '60s and the '70s. You know how they say it takes a village to raise a child? I heard back in those days everyone looked out for each other, so life wasn't too hard. What y'all got to say about that? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. People are jumping off bridges. All right, Mary says Reagan was the president, brought in the drugs, Iran country war, destroyed the household, gas went up, food prices increased, people lost hope. Around what year was this, Mary? Mark Jemison says I bought my first house in '86, paid it off in '91. I've owned 7 houses, always had to pay it off, had rentals plus my job, high steel iron work. Wife stayed at home whole time. Okay, okay, okay. You did your thing, man, Mark. You did your thing. Would you be able to do that again in this time, in this day and era, Mark? Would you be able to do it all again? Or is the economy too hard to be able to do that? I want to know. But yeah, for those of you just coming in, long story short, I saw a video, a woman crying. She can't afford to take care of her kids, feed her kids. She can't afford to pay her bills, the water bill, the mortgage, the electric bill, the gas bill, and just simple expenses, phone bill, gym membership. And She was expressing this while crying on her live, and she unalived herself because the pressure was too hard for her. And she's not the only one. A lot of people are unaliving themselves because they say the pressure in America is too hard now. They say the American dream doesn't exist. What do you think about that? For those of you just now coming in, there's people committing suicide because they say life is unaffordable. There's people with 2 and 3 jobs who just can't afford anything, can't even go shopping to fill up their grocery cart. One bag of groceries is $50 now. Mark says, yes, definitely positive. There's young guys in my trade doing better than I ever did. What trade is that, by the way, Mark? Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, people. And what trade would you recommend young men today? Anybody can answer this question. What trades are there that's beneficial for young men today? And there's a lot of people that argue that it's better to get a college education than a trade. But then there's people that say it's better to get a trade than a college education. Let me know what are your thoughts on that, guys. Chime in, let us know. I want to hear everybody's opinion. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. High steel iron work, union iron worker. I gotta look into that. I never heard of it. The closest thing I heard is welding. Is that the same thing as welding? And Mark Jemison says investing. Give the people some advice. What would you invest in? Let us know. Everyone, you can talk freely here. What would you invest in? What's the best thing to invest in? You talking about crypto? You talking about real estate? What are you talking about? Stocks and bonds? My cousin invested in stocks and bonds recently. You know? Let's see, let's see. But Mary earlier says Reagan was the president, brought in the drugs and the war and destroyed the household. Gas went up, food prices went up. People lost hope. That's what Mary said earlier. What do y'all think about that? Steve says there has been a loss of inheritance. Used to be the kids would get the parents' property and more, but nowadays people refinance their homes or rent forever and there's nothing to leave. Steve says most are left with a funeral bill. What do y'all think about that? What always gets me is the prices of the groceries. And it don't even be nothing organic, man. One bag is $50. I come home with almost $100 spent, and I only got 2 bags. Why food? Why is food prices that expensive in America? And why is gas prices expensive? Somebody talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on, guys, and tell me what can we do about it. Mark says houses, cars, equipment back in the day. Now crypto and physical gold and silver. Foreign currency if you really want to gamble. Hit that like button, people. Hit that subscribe button. Man, people are committing suicide because it's so hard to live in America right now. People are going back to their third world countries because they can't survive in America. Steve says grocery bills bother me too. Like there's no way to do it cheap. I wish I knew a solution. Me too, man. Man, we might have to start raising some chickens again, man. I know a couple people who resorted to that. My next door neighbor got like 10 chickens in the backyard, man. They be waking me up every morning. I like watching them though. I like watching them run around the backyard, eating on grass and stuff like that. What are things we could do to take the stress off, man, and be able to afford things and budget, man? Is it just me, or is prices going up and the hourly pay rate at the job going down or staying the same? Mark Jemison says, I always raised a garden back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I was just telling the people a little earlier, even with my garden, it seems like that's another expense when it comes to all the things you gotta buy. You know what I mean? For a plant to only give you a couple of pieces of fruit or vegetable, all the money you put into it doesn't equal up. You know what I mean? Whose fault is it that America is the way it is right now? Is it anyone's fault? Somebody answer that. You can speak freely here. You know, you won't be judged. People are crying. People are jumping off cliffs. People are getting hit by trains on purpose. People are tired of life in America, man. They say it's too hard. They say it's too hard. What do you guys think? Speak freely. The Wolf King says it's called gardening. Grow your own food. We were gifted with knowledge by God Himself. Buy farming equipment for your backyard and grow your own food. Make sure the land is fertile. Yeah, I grow my own fruits and vegetables. This year, though, I didn't go too crazy. Just pumpkin, green onions, blueberries, strawberries, watermelon. Nothing too crazy this year. Now, last year, psst, I grew like 30 to 40 different fruits and vegetables. But I've been feeling lazy this year for some reason. No one said the American dream is not dead. If you're a whiner and don't work, then you can live on the street. If you don't like it here, then move to another country. What's with all the hostility, brother? We all just talking here. The Wolf King says corporate greed and greedy politicians on the left and the right. Two sides blaming each other for each other's problem, and we're all just stuck in the middle. Do you guys agree with the Wolf King? Hit that like button. Mark Jameson says lots of people ate out of the garden and I can before and still had stuff go to waste. Bottom land 1 acre. Yeah, Mark, I've been trying to figure out how to do that canning thing. I've been thinking about canning too. I'm serious. I gotta just make up my mind and learn how to do that. Especially since like I have a lot, I'll grow a lot, but I won't eat a lot of it. You get what I'm saying? I gotta learn how to preserve that stuff because a lot of the tomatoes just go bad, and the cucumbers, I'll just have them there sitting out, just going bad. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. I appreciate the idea. I gotta look into canning now, man. So, what are other things we can do to improve, man? You can grow your own foods. What else? Somebody said earlier, get a trade. With a trade, you start earning more money. My condolences to your wife, Mark. But Mark says I gave away my mason jars. Why you gave away your mason jars? You didn't want to can any food anymore or what? And Mark says don't ever turn down overtime and side work. Student in the building, hey student. They say the American dream is dead, student. They say back in the days you could work at McDonald's and still afford a house, a car, a family, the white picket fence, the pet, and all. Is that true, student? They say now you can't do none of that. There's people with multiple jobs and can't afford their bills. People are crying, committing suicide, and all that. What are your thoughts, man? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button too, man. Hit the subscribe button. What are your thoughts? Give us the thoughts, man. The dreams ain't dead. The dream is super expensive. I like the way you put that, student. I love the way you put that. I was watching a woman who was crying, bro, earlier. She committed suicide after the live. She was crying, saying she can't afford to feed her children or pay her bills. And things is just hard, even though she's working multiple jobs. After the live, she committed suicide. She was just fed up and tired of life because it's gotten so hard for her. I feel like suicide is selfish, especially when you got people that love you like your kids. We've all thought about it once or twice, but it's like when you have people that actually love you, it's selfish. You know what I mean? What do y'all think? Y'all don't think unaliving yourself is selfish? You leave your young ones to suffer. People that love you and care about you, they the ones that suffering the hardest when you unalive yourself. It's the people that's still alive that have to deal with that tragedy. I wonder if the people ever think about that. Do you think about how you affect your loved ones? Mark Jemison says, do the military when you're starting off. I did it out of high school back when it wasn't popular. Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. I like what student said. The dream ain't dead. The dream is just super expensive. I see that. Does anybody here have a farm or raise their own animals or something like that? My next door neighbor got like 10 chickens. They're doing the best they can. They're Hispanic, you know. They're doing the best they can. They got a peach tree back there too. And it's like people are sad. When I'm in a grocery store, I'm looking around. People are not even talking. People got their head down, looking like zombies. It's like people don't say hello anymore when I step outside the house. And even when I go to the store, hold the door open for somebody, they don't even say thank you no more. I don't know. I've been looking at people in public, and most people don't seem happy, man. It seems like everybody going through something. Seems like everybody mental is just draining. The vibe is different. Remember that happy vibe that was in the air back in the late '90s, early 2000s? Outside just felt happy. You walking around, everybody is happy. And now it's like, I don't know, everybody just so sad. Okay, Mark, you gave your chickens away? How many did you have? And were the chickens expensive to maintain? What did you feed them? Did you just let them eat the grass, or you fed them something specific? Man, life is rough, man, but please, y'all, stop unaliving yourselves. The unalive rates is going up. It's skyrocketing. I know life is hard, but that's not the answer. 14? Okay, okay. That's a lot to me. Stop unaliving yourselves, man. And check on your strong friends. The friends that's strong that never ask for help. Check on them, man. The strong ones suffer in silence and don't ask nobody for help. And next thing you know, one day you wake up to find out the bad news. So and so unalive themselves. It's not the way to go, man. Talk to a friend. Talk to a family member. Hell, talk to me. But don't unalive yourselves, man. Yeah. Make sure y'all help out a neighbor, man. You see somebody struggling, help them out, man. Or if you don't have the means to help, just give a good word of encouragement. How you doing? A little hello, a little compliment. I like that shirt. Goes a long way. Look out for your brother, man. Look out for your sister. Stop unaliving yourselves. Things is hard, but we're gonna get through this together. Steve says, I do multiple side hustles, mostly reselling, like getting stuff cheap at yard sales, thrift stores, and selling it on eBay. I've been able to do. Okay, that's good. That's good, Steve. So you're right. It helps. We should help people. I'm glad I found you. You're a good guy. I appreciate you, Steve. I appreciate you. You don't seem like a bad guy yourself. Man, just help one person. It goes a long way, man. Even something simple, man. You'll be surprised too at people that don't have any human interaction or don't have no family members, don't have a friend. So if you see somebody and speak to them, you'll be surprised whose memories you're still in 20 years from now. You know, a kind word makes the heart cheerful. You know, It's okay to bring people's spirit up, you know? It's okay to bring people's spirit up. When you in line at a store and you see the person behind you has like one item, like a bag of chips or a soda or something like that, just pay for it. I'm not saying you gotta do that every day, man, but you see they only have a box of cereal and milk or something simple, just pay for it. Just pay for it. And you don't have to be all global about it or shout it out to the mountaintops, but just tell the cashier, hey, this is for that right there. I'm paying for that. I'm paying for his drink. You don't even have to say it loud, just whisper. And he's gonna tell the guy, oh, that guy just paid for it. You don't even have to tell the person you paid for their item. Just give the cashier the money. Say, oh, I'm paying for that also. And just leave. And when that guy hears, oh, you're good, sir, the man right there that just left paid for it. You know how happy you would have made somebody just then? You'll be surprised who's in them grocery stores or at that gas station with the last $5 to their names. You're right, Mark. It is good karma to be good to people. We got to start showing love to one another again, man. You know what I mean? We got to start showing love to one another. Treat others how we would want to be treated. Because just like Mark says, that karma is real. That karma is very real. There's some good people on this live right now. Shout out to Mark and shout out to Steve. You guys are good people, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you could join the convos, man. I hope everybody's doing good today, man. Hope y'all doing good. Steve said, for sure, I was able to do that back in the pandemic times. The family in front of me couldn't pay for their groceries, was figuring out what to put back. I paid it all, but only could because I had that good unemployment back then. Hey, I feel you, man. I feel you. Hey, you did good. And I bet it's going to come back around on you if it didn't already, you know? You put out good, you get good in return, man. But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I'm out of here. Somebody hit that like button one more time for me before I go. Hit that subscribe button one more time before I go. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Shout out Steve. Shout out Mark. Appreciate y'all for joining in, man. Shout out Student. Appreciate you. Who else up in here, man? Appreciate you for joining. Steve said I was getting paid. Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all take care of yourselves, man. For real. Put yourself first. If you can't, if you're not good, you can't take care of nobody else. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way. So make sure you're good first. You know, if your cup is empty, you can't pour into anyone else's cup. Fill your cup up first, Then you could pour into other people. I appreciate y'all, man. One love.